Room tip.
Room tip?
Yeah, that's good. Good afternoon, everybody.
Hello and welcome.
Good noon.
I'm setting the mood because I feel like last week was way too chipper.
Was it?
But when you came in, you're like, oh, how triumphant it sounds.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, no.
They knew what you were supposed to do.
I set y'all up with false hope. So be more clear now.
So we're not getting out.
Okay. I'm gonna laugh at this episode is just all like rainbows and unicorns and. I feel like we should sit down and do each other's hair.
Paint my nails. It sounds really good. It sounds really good.
I'm very happy for you.
This is the third time you've checked.
Because you want to be the entire room.
Yes.
She needs to be the entire room this time.
Yeah, because I messed up last week. For anybody who's listening, I'm very sorry about the quality of the audio last week. I like how I'm looking at the computer like everybody's your audience.
Our live studio audience today. Oh.
Yeah, that was my fault, so.
Oh.
I don't, in fact, have a rumbling voice.
I cannot get this coffee into my system fast enough. IV, yeah.
That Roman numeral 4.
Did everybody finish their homework?
I think so.
Yes, I have my macaroni painting right here.
We're going to start with show and tell. After roll call, we'll be doing show and tell.
I might email it to you though because I couldn't figure out how to turn it
on.
For anybody who's doing distance learning,
bless
feel
you.
But is this for a grade?
It's all for a grade.
I'm grading your life.
Are we ready? I feel like we're a little quiet today.
Yeah, you all seem...
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
And I feel like that started as soon as we started streaming.
Yeah. You could not shut up for like the last 30 minutes, and then we pushed play on the stream, and everybody took a nap.
Lena, Princess and the Frog.
I'm just getting to my long rest.
Mulan's coming out.
It is!
I'm so excited.
Did y'all see that Christina Aguilera redid the Reflections song?
I heard she did.
I did.
Like, I didn't hear it, I just heard the news that she did.
During the break.
We'll pull it up. It'll be fine.
I mean, I have now a couch and a love seat at my house. So we could just do a double feature and you could log in at our house.
That's true. I was there when you got those couches. And when we destroyed the old couch.
You know what would be easier than taking what would be easier than taking the couch out of the door? Let's just saw it in half. But before we can saw it in half,
we should probably do this outside.
All the fabric off.
That was my favorite. After we decided to cut through half of it, you're like, you know, it'd be easier if we took the couch outside and cut it. But that's
But we can't.
Well, no, the whole point is we're trying to get it outside. Why would we cut it if we get it outside?
Just to let the couch know who's boss.
I would just go for music. I didn't go to school for no geometry.
My dad also was just really excited to use the saw and the wrench and the
tell.
knives and the...
He had the knives, like, you know what?
There's this one.
Or the raptor claw. When he pulled out that raptor claw's blade, I was like, this.
It's like, I have the belly for it. Let's reenact the scene.
Alright, y'all ready?
We're ready.
Let's do this.
Alright. Mike is hot.
Hot Mike. Hot poop over there.
Hats on hats on hats.
It is.
No, not yet. There is no merch store.
Oh, really fun.
See?
Yep.
It doesn't always happen.
Most important part of the game. And then out of the closet.
Spacious loft apartment.
It is still my favorite watching our intro video because when we were putting it together, we're like, you know what? Let's just throw it together one day. High production value, and then that final shot of how are we all gonna fit in this tiny enclosed space, and Hovda goes in the closet.
But what I love the most about it is, for a lot of the people who are watching it who are not part of our group, when they see that, they don't even notice that you're coming out of a closet.
They do now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's watch it again.
That's why we get to rewatch it. They're like, oh, I gotta go back and.
But you know what? Pulling it back in, I haven't said hello yet. Hi and welcome to Night School RPG. My name is Michael Vasquez, and I am the game master here for today's session. Before we get started, let's go into a quick roll call. Roll call, present if you're here. We have Kelnis Emrich being played by our player Vick. I'm going by quick names this time.
Present.
Present, ready to go.
Present.
Do you have anything to share from the first week of school? Do you feel prepared?
What do I choose to share? There's so much.
You made it here. That's the biggest part.
It's true.
I said I was going quick, and then once
Let's have a heart to heart.
forget the other
And it's time
players.
for our break.
Playing two characters, but one is currently petrified in stone. We have Joshua Hovda, who is playing our artificer Raystrom, right?
Right? Sounds good to me.
Today he's Raystrom, tomorrow who knows? And playing our rogue Kimura No Name, we are.
That's me.
We have our player Kat. How is everybody feeling today?
Good.
Good.
Good to
Excessively
be here.
giggly,
Yes.
and I am here for it. I like it.
Yeah, we're gonna be real honest. So we last session, if you were here watching, we told you that our district that we work in as educators is starting back up. We had kids, in a way, but and I have never felt so confused.
Tired is not the right word.
It's not
It's
because I'm not
not.
tired.
Well, I'm a little tired. I had kids.
You did a lot. Well, no, I like we still saw the kids and we still had things to do, but there was something like. The deliriousness of the whole situation comes from something that I've never felt before.
Mm-hmm.
And as a
Because it's
teacher.
Unprecedented.
Unprecedented.
These times are unprecedented.
I love that post that's going around that's like, when are we just going to have some precedented times?
I haven't seen that one.
I would like some precedented times. But thank you very much for joining us. We are a lighthearted group of educators who teach in Central Texas, and we love tabletop role-playing games, especially playing some D&D 5e.
Yep.
So we have been doing a ongoing campaign, and we invite you to join us. If you are joining for the first time, don't worry, because the story is meh.
No, it's
It's amazing.
Such a good story.
It's amazing. And you're going to enjoy it so much, you're going to go back and watch all of our other episodes.
It is
All
actually.
12 before this.
Yes.
You're on the 13th episode, guys.
Lucky 13.
It's my favorite number. I was born on Friday the 13th. So y'all are all going down. But no, we're very lighthearted. We like to have a lot of fun. The story is important to us. Ongoing improv, it's our own world. And y'all have developed quite a plethora of unique characters that y'all fit. You fit.
Yeah.
Maybe not with my world, but y'all fit with each other, and that's what brings the joy out of it. So thank you for joining in. We're going to go ahead and hop to it, because last time you found yourselves transported into this demi-plane known as Merendi, an ancient site of training for monks that was created by one Raziel Astaroth. I love how you're taking notes on the stuff that
I'm writing the number 13.
No, this is
I
my
already
reminder.
wrote it.
My reminder for myself. for something else.
So the place, as you discovered, was created by Raziel Astaroth. It is a dimension that sits parallel to the Shadowfell and was a means of trapping dark entities that posed threats to the creation of the world of Venera. That was, in, as you know from your history, created by two god entities known as Force and Nature. Force and Nature bestowed Raziel with the task of defending in their absence. And in this place that she created, she also trained a series of monks who would hone their skills and their minds to a point of enlightenment where they were masters enough to tackle the halls of Merendi. Whereas you yourselves just threw yourselves in there and are finding that there's a reason why you have to be so studied to navigate it, as it is a labyrinth of portals that transport you from room to room, each with their own unique tasks and puzzles to solve. Making one extra attempt to escape, you found that you were flung into various rooms within this dimension. You currently are unable to find your companion, Ver, who is the only one who is missing as you reassembled the group, finding some extra friends along the way, and a very edgy white dragon that clearly was not what you had intended to run across. One of the people that you managed to pull out of these cells was opposing Raziel Astaroth, who had apparently been held in this cell for,
So long.
yeah, we're talking hundreds upon hundreds of years. However, our loving and caring and innocent Dragonborn helped her escape the cell and made their way, gathering their friends, towards the exit portal, where they found that this seemingly benevolent force was actually an ooze-like entity posing in the image of this celestial being. And it tried to make its escape. However, you were able to thwart it and decimate it with fire, burn it with fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
When in doubt.
Taking quite a toll on your bodies. Blindness was stricken, exhaustion was found, potions were tried.
They're not my forte, I told you.
However, you currently find yourselves back in the Grand Study, resting and catching up on some well-needed respite as time continues to flow forward and you are unaware of what is actually happening in the outside world on the material plane. And that's where we're going to pick up. So you took your rest. I believe you said you were going to take a long rest?
Yes.
So you venture to guess that you've taken enough time, feeling a queasiness in your stomach cue as that poison is still holding on to you. You still have your disadvantage on your ability checks and your attack rolls. However, your exhaustion, Dakar, if you used your rations, has gone away. Feeling...
What about race
Raystrom, I apologize. Once already.
I know it's confusing because the intro video still says Dakar, but I am holding out hope.
Yeah.
So
We'll find out. So, what would you like to do?
Raystrom, your potion is... I'm still not over it. I just want you to know that I don't think you did a great job with the potion, and I don't feel good.
So what happened?
During when we were fighting, the lady with the mirror.
Your friend.
Yeah, the one that you let out. I tried to take one of the potion question marks that Raystrom made for us, and I'm not right. I'm not right.
So I should toss mine.
I may have carried a 1 when I should have maybe subtracted.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust it.
So give it to someone we don't like.
Possibly.
I'll hold on to it.
Okay, just make sure you know which one it is, because, man, I feel rough. Thanks a lot, Raystrom. I thought you could do everything.
My apologies, Lady Q. Potions are not my forte.
It's just Q. Don't call me Lady Q. Just like nobody calls me Lady Q.
Lady Q Footlocker.
That face. So, did anybody have any ideas of how to get out of here? Or find Ver before we get out of here?
I'm a little worried that Ver's in one of the cells. But you know what we haven't, like, explored or figured out? Is the Forged Mind.
The one that you went to.
The pink liquid.
I didn't spend a lot of time there.
We didn't go back there. But we went to the armory and we figured out what it did.
Mm-hmm.
And we know what the Grand Study does.
Mm-hmm. We didn't do a great job figuring out the fountain. You did one good job. You gave a... Oh. What if the potion for Dakar doesn't work? You know what? We'll deal with it when we get there. Hopefully it does.
Well, I made a couple batches, and I also have the notes.
Okay.
That if we're able to get to Marietta, I'm confident
In her skills.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
She is much better at the concoction 18 than I am.
Concoctionating.
Yes.
I love that. Okay. I feel better already.
It's going on the board.
It's an alchemist word. Don't look it up. You won't
Out of
find it.
game, we're gonna have a spelling bee one day.
No.
The character names.
You're the judge. You get to decide if we spell it correctly.
Yes!
It's gonna be all my character names and places and different things. It'd be like, all right, so it's Ossicent.
Ocelot?
Can you use it in a sentence?
The ocelot at the zoo.
She's a dragon. Just wants a friend.
The dragon's name was Ossicent. Back in game, I apologize.
22nd time that's over. That's 22nd time
Okay.
This time,
And basketball.
Half-
And basketball. This is 22nd.
I was like, shoulder pads. Look who you're talking to. Do I look like I played the sports ball? I apologize. Back in game. Focus, people.
To the Forged Mind!
No! What if we read about it while we're here in the Grand Study? Because you got all the liquid out of there, right? So maybe we read a book to see what the liquid does.
I felt like there was more liquid though, but
I thought you got it all. I thought you told us you got it all.
I mean,
Well, the good thing is we can go and just come right back.
Okay.
Very true. Portals.
They're gonna be big.
So you're going to the Forge Mine?
Yeah.
Alright, you make your way through the fountain room back to the Forge Mine, and there's still that, as the bowl itself has not been recovered, that smoke lingers, like dry ice, kind of billowing is the word I'm looking for, not pillowing. Billowing, I said that last time, and then I watched the episode, and I was like, pillowing? Who am I? Billowing out and falling, and it kind of placates the ground, as you can no longer see the stone surface. But you are in this empty, eerily quiet room.
Is it okay to step on the smoke?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I'm gonna walk up and I'm gonna put my hands on the bowl and look inside and see if anything changes or I don't know, anything happens.
The bowl itself is fairly empty, except for a small amount of that pink liquid that is still sitting within the bottom of the bowl.
I'm gonna touch it.
It's cold. It's liquid.
I'm gonna pick up the coins I had left in there way back when we started.
Yeah, you pick up the coins and it still says fountain room.
Yeah.
And the other one says sanctuary.
What was that?
Oh, these were little notes I was leaving for myself, in case I got lost or in case somebody came along and needed direction.
It's a good idea.
But now we have the map.
I didn't know you could use money like that.
Well, you don't. But you labeled the room from the inside? So you had to be inside the room to know what room you were in.
Well, no, I labeled for the room we would go to.
Go to. Got it.
Yes.
Okay. You don't have any paper?
Paper's a hot commodity.
Are you that rich? You have that much money? You just write on money?
I mean, my family's a little wealthy.
We don't do money where I'm from.
I do money where I'm
How's
from.
that?
Like, how much money?
I mean, enough.
More than enough.
How does one transact without money?
I'm trying really hard. I'm trying really hard.
I can't.
Sorry, guys. It's gonna be like this all day today.
It was a weird week. I'm writing all of these down just so
Yeah.
What's there is for everybody.
It's a weird concept. It kind of works for them.
Almost like a commune?
Sort of. Sure. Q says yes.
Are you familiar with the commune, Lady Q?
I was waiting for you to stab him.
Speaking of stabbing, can I have my knife back? My dagger.
Well, number one, you don't know I have it.
I thought you took it from me.
You were unconscious.
Well, I'm missing it. Does someone have my dagger? The magical one.
Oh yeah, Countess Immerse, I had borrowed that
Thank you.
while I was saving your life.
I appreciate
My
it.
apologies
Thank you.
for not returning it earlier.
No need to apologize.
So are we gonna do something with this pink liquid? It's just,
You have an empty vial now. Do you want to collect it?
what if it needs to be in here to do anything?
Can we put something in the liquid in the bowl? Besides your finger?
Yeah, let's do that.
What should we put in there?
Um,
I'm real fond of this dagger now. I don't know that I want to put it in there.
It looked all bright, shiny, and new. I was.
you know what? I have a bag of 1,000 ball bearings.
Maybe start with one.
No, I'm gonna put one, and it's gonna be like at the mall when you put the coin in.
Is it gonna fly out to like a little silhouette of
That's what I want
the
to do.
trials of?
So you drop your ball bearing and
Singular, just one. Yes.
you hear the clink as it hits the metallic surface of the bowl, spirals for a few moments, speeds up, picks up the momentum, and then eventually sits in the liquid.
Does it seem like anything happened?
It does not.
What about when you take it out?
I take it out.
A little bit of the liquid kind of drops off of it, and now you have a ball bearing in your hand.
I put it back with the others.
The sack explodes.
So I think we need to go read about this liquid.
Okay.
Because I don't
You got really tired when you read about stuff.
It was a little exhausting. But
Do you think you could do that again? I mean,
just for this one thing.
like, I hate to make this ego any bigger, but you seem to be the smartest one here.
I like to think it's confidence and not cockiness.
Do you?
I do,
Okay.
but
So we're gonna go back to the grand study, or should I leave y'all two here?
Oh, let's go to the grand study.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you make your way back to the grand study, getting really familiar with this path now.
I'll approach the
The lectern.
lectern in the middle there. Put my hands on it
Okay.
and concentrate on the grand study. I mean the forge mine.
No. You know what? Let's think about this question.
What does the pink liquid do? The pink liquid in the bowl.
What is the purpose of the forged mine room?
And its contents.
I'm gonna think that.
As you grab on, you feel that surge of energy pass into your hands, and you fight off that electricity kind of flows through your arms. And can you roll your wisdom save as it progresses into your cerebral cortex?
19.
Yes. Eventually, your book does descend and lowers on your reading lectern on the left. This book is a general guideline of the path of Merendi. So many monks come in. It is very rare that a monk actually finishes the path of Merendi and is able to escape. One of the biggest parts is arming themselves with weapons that would be able to defeat larger entities that are created within the stone or within the forge room, or in the armory. They also create various potions and concoctions that they keep on themselves within the fountain room that bolster their strength to take on things on their own. So you've checked those off. You've found ways, whether you were successful or not, you know the function of those rooms. The Grand Study itself is a place where they gather and practice and hone their mind and their concentration to be able to pass all these skills and these checkpoints. The last one that's always the most difficult is the Forged Mine, where there is a liquid that was given and created and pours out from the stone vessel, or from the metallic vessel from underneath, and it is supposed to be taken in to the body. And it's the last final mental check to prove that you have the wisdom and the focus to be able to use the mirror wisely to escape. However, there is a warning at the bottom that is scripted that the reason most people don't get out is because they cannot handle the intensity of the effects and master the potion. So they take it over and over and over again in various attempts to finally gain that wisdom, and it drives them mad, eventually taking their own life and just remaining in the Grand Sanctuary.
I've got some good news and some bad news.
Well, we all read it, so.
Oh.
Audiobooks.
So,
Oh dear.
well, at least we know now how to get out. What I'm worried about is I'm still not feeling great, which means I'm not at my best. But I think we should go and try it. Well, first we need to find Ver.
Precisely.
Who's Ver?
We already rested. You have your memory.
Is my memory?
It's a little fuzzy, but yeah.
I love the commitment.
Was that Vick or was that Keldis?
That was Kelvin.
Okay.
You had twice as much memory drain as Q did, so it's a little harder to focus, but yeah, you still have everything back to you.
Okay.
My big metal friend that you were so fond
My
of.
friend, Fer.
Yes.
Yeah, got it on it.
A best friend!
What about Fer?
Well, we have to find him.
Yeah, he's around here somewhere.
So I think he's around here either with Drac or with Darrelly. Because I think we've been
What
everywhere
about
else.
Asa said?
Did you
Not going in there. We're not going in there. We're not going in there. You're not going in there. I'm not going in there. And we're not going in there.
We're not going in there, so hopefully he's not in there. But also... Oh, man. Come on, Fer. Yeah, I don't know.
Is there any way that you can...
Call him?
Because I know you can talk to him. Can you talk to him when he's not...
Next to you?
Yeah. Like, can you ask him what he sees? That wasn't a sentence.
I think I threw you off. You had a sentence.
I processed it
I had a
perfectly.
sentence.
We're in the sky. We don't have seas around us.
It's a sea of air.
Yeah, sure. I'll see if he talks back to me. Hey, Ver. Where you at, buddy?
Maybe if you speak louder, he might hear you in the other rooms.
Well, he doesn't have ears, so it doesn't matter how.
What if you stood next to one of those portals and like shouted into it?
Let me give that a try.
I mean, I don't.
You're gonna put just your head.
Oh yeah, let's see. Just my head goes through.
To which
Holding
portal?
his ankles.
I'm only know I spell.
To which portal?
We're in the study.
You're in the Forged Mine right now.
We're in the Forged Mine to the sanctuary.
No, we were
Oh,
in
no,
the
sorry,
study.
that's not like you're in the study. So
In the
yeah,
study.
you could go to Darrelly or Drac or the Fountain Room.
I'm gonna practice in the fountain room first.
Should you go in the fountain room and see if it works?
Sure, I stepped through to the fountain room.
Okay, you do that.
All right.
I'm just waiting.
That's right. Lean forward.
As you lean forward, you notice that you are going into that green swirl of energy, and you feel like you've passed the threshold of the actual stone portal, but you don't see the fountain room yet. At the same time, in the fountain room, Q, you wait, and you just see the energy swirling in the portal constantly as it normally does. You can't be halfway in one realm and the other. You have to move through.
I'm gonna
Commit.
back out to the study.
Any luck?
I don't think it worked.
Did you say anything?
While I'm in the fountain room, I want to see if Ver is there.
He is not.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all passed through. He's not in any of the rooms that y'all have been through.
I'm gonna go through to the fountain room.
Q is patiently waiting for you.
Did you hear me? Did you see me?
No.
Ah, that doesn't work then.
Okay. Well, then.
We gotta jump over 2 feet. Oh, we should probably go tell.
Yeah, I'm still back in the study.
Let's go back and talk to Kellis Immersion.
Okay. Well,
It didn't work.
where are we going first?
What if can you step through the portal, step through the portal to one of the cells and just stay right there on the edge of the portal so you can step right back? Like step in, take a quick look, step back?
I'm sure that would work.
What if you
Because you
just
wouldn't have rope.
Yeah. What if you just step
Charlie
in and
Bronson
say,
always has rope.
Ver, come here, boy, Ver. And then won't he just come to your voice and then come back?
I mean, he's not a dog, so I wouldn't talk to him like that. But yes, he would.
However it is that you
He would.
talk to your
Friend. Companion.
Mm-hmm.
You should use the artist for her.
If I can cut it in half, maybe.
No. Don't you touch that TARDIS.
So which one do you want to try first?
I think, and follow me if this is maybe a bad idea, we should go check out where you found your frenemy, Roz, at.
Empty cell.
And he could be in there possibly.
Maybe
I don't know how much time you spent in there, but also we could maybe get a lay of the land.
If each cell is the same.
Correct.
Okay. And you could compare it. You could compare it to Austin's cell.
I didn't look around much. I
But-
really didn't.
Okay.
Booked it.
Yeah. Just ran.
Maybe something will jog your memory.
Okay.
So we go through the.
So are we going to Roz's
Yeah,
first?
let's head to Roz's
To
cell.
the forged mind to Roz's cell.
All right, so as you make your way through back to where you first encountered whatever this creature was that was posing as Raziel Astaroth, going in, you do see those 4 extending pillars that reach high into the black abyss above, and then that similar expanse that the stone disappears into darkness in all directions.
Okay, I do remember pillars.
Okay.
So that was the same, but they look different.
How so?
Like, mine were frozen.
Ah. Was it snowy there?
It was cold.
It was cold.
There was a little bit of a,
Flurries.
unnatural flurry.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite a DQ Blizzard, just a Sonic Flurry. Not a sponsor.
Not a double dip, but
Do you think there's something up with the water? Do we need to check that out?
Sure.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt. Is this what it looked like when you first visited Roz in here?
Yeah. Or whatever
Whatever it was.
was posing as. So I'll go up and look at the water.
So you move forward and look down into the water. It is just a large well, about 20-25 feet across, and the water itself sits very still and undisturbed. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
6.
It's a very deep colored water, cold to the touch, but seems like a pool.
It's dark and cold. But seems like water.
Is it cold to the touch?
Yes, it is. It's cold.
You want to try your ball bearing trick again?
No, I want to get out.
Do you see her anywhere? I don't see her.
You hear, buddy?
Like a dog.
Do you not call your friends buddy?
No.
Nope. Hey, sport.
So I feel like there's only a couple options now.
Drag
Find
the
other
guilty
cells,
and
or
Dearly
hoping for a
the-
cut out.
yeah.
Devious. Okay, but can we try this like hop in, hop out situation?
Yeah. So just go back to
I'm gonna stand right on the edge of the portal to the Forged Mind and see if I can just step into the Forged Mind and then step back into the cell.
like if they're the same.
If it's a quick thing.
Okay.
You step through. I mean, you have the ability to go in and out of the portals. It's just like going through a doorway.
Mm-hmm.
It's just there's no. I can't look through the open door and see what's going on the other side. Once you step through,
It
your
pops.
body pops into the other side.
Okay, I'm right there
But
next
you
to the
can't
doorway.
bend over. You have to. There's
You have to go all the way.
and it's almost as if there is a tunnel connecting these two.
And you're in the
However,
middle.
the time it takes to get through the tunnel is not that fast, or is not that slow. It's a quick transition.
You just gotta commit.
Okay. Are we all gonna go through the portal to Darely?
I think you should just go through first. And then we're gonna count to 10. And if you're not back, we're going in.
Okay.
Does that sound okay?
Does that sound fair? Step in,
Get Ver.
look for her,
Get him. Bring him out.
maybe talk to him how you talk to him like in your head, and then step back. Don't
I mean,
make a lot of noise.
The only problem I see with that is what if we miss each other in transit?
Or
If
we
just
don't
by
count
chance.
to 10 at the same time.
Well, no, if I'm already traveling back through the portal when you guys are coming. I feel like all traveling together would be the safest, so that we have more eyes looking at the room at the same
You know
time.
what?
Okay.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's go get him. You're going first?
Sure.
I'll go second.
Go third.
I'll look straight forward when I come into the room.
Hopefully.
You're backwards.
No, I mean
I
like
moonwalk into the portal.
Shalati back in.
Goes back.
Burr?
No, I mean one of you can look left and one of you can look right when you come through,
Okay.
so we can see the entirety of
That
it.
makes more sense.
Maybe I should have started there.
Yeah. Okay, I'll look left. You look right.
As you gather your plan, you all approach the the portal itself and quickly filing in 1, 2, 3, you enter into a mirrored room as the cell that you had found Raziel Astaroth's. Around the portal, it's around the pool, slowly maneuvering, you do see the metallic box of your friend Ver. And following it, a large black cloud of smoke that every once in a while seems to have the glint of 2 eyes that just stalks after it slowly.
Okay. Call to Ver in your mind.
I'm just thinking for her to come to me right now.
And we're gonna step back into the portal. He can come through this portal.
Come on, Ver.
Get
I
his
need
attention.
you all to roll stealth checks.
19.
6.
8. I tripped over you.
You come in and there is a quick
Stumble.
You're too excited to see him.
whereas you made the plan to go in 1, 2, 3, You also didn't think that you have to move out of the way to allow for them to come through, and there's this of bodies get kind of hit, and that smoke, the face kind of quickly turns, and you see it just dissipate and vanish as it spreads out into all directions, and it just kind of clears the room.
Come here, buddy.
The wheel kind of picks up speed, and you see Ver just
And let's
go
step
straight
back.
to you.
Now we can move
Now we
on.
can step back.
Yeah, saunter on out.
Back into the forge mine.
As you go through the portal itself, you are now back in the forge. You went to the forge mine?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Where
go back
were
to
we?
Roz's.
You could. It's just another portal.
No,
You
we
just
just
We went back. We would be at Roz's. We would have gone back to the portal we came through.
Okay, we're back to
Yeah.
Ross's.
So you're back in the cell of Razi Lastra.
Okay, now I think we should go back to the forge mine. Out of cells.
Yes.
Well, I want to sort of check
Check
Ver
him
over
over-
first, if
check
you
him
don't
over
mind.
the Ver-
Like, I know I have to have an extra companion like your friend did.
What?
Your Roz friend like had a
Oh,
had,
right. Okay.
had someone hitching along.
Yeah. Okay. Check him out.
So I'm gonna check out Ver and see if he looks.
Do an investigation check. As you scope out your friend.
24.
He looks untouched, apart from the damage he took from the previous battles. He has a few scuffs and marks, but nothing that seems like he would be on the verge of destruction. He looks like Ver.
He doesn't have any.
He looks in good shape.
Okay.
There is a slight humming noise that kind of comes from his mechanisms. That kind of sound like whenever a computer is overheated and it's kind of fanning itself off. There is this consistent low whoosh.
Is he going to take off?
Is that normal?
I mean, nothing's really normal about him.
This is also true.
I'm gonna touch him and cast Mending, and see if that gets rid of the whirling sound.
You see a few of the broken segments do kind of fit together, and doesn't really heal him, but it does add a little bit of durability to his structure. The whirling is still there.
I'm mildly concerned about the whirling sound.
Can we look at it not in here, though? Like, I agree. I think we need to look at it, but maybe not in here. We're still in a cell.
I gotcha. You're a little wary of the
I'm
cells.
extremely weary of the cells.
You didn't see the dragon! I mean, here's the deal though. Is Ver about to bring, like, how do we know he doesn't have Dairly the Devious? What if it's Dairly the Devious making that whirring sound inside of Ver?
Well, how did Roz escape her cell?
She held on to me.
Yeah.
So what if it's holding on to Ver?
Ver, go through the forge mine.
Through the forge mine?
Yeah.
Goes straight through the portal, passes through, and disappears.
Okay, but he could have just taken it with him. Do you see what I mean?
I do.
Like, if it's attached to him, because Roz or the blobby thing attached itself to me. She put her hand on my shoulder every time. We probably should.
Well, yeah, let's get yeah.
Okay.
So we go to the forge mine.
You'll run through and you see a now lapping Ver that's just going around the...
This room is so clean.
The smoke as he passes through is just getting thrown up into the air and then slowly descends with the weight.
I was hoping whatever entity was posing as Roz needed a
Host.
live host to help transport it.
I mean,
So if Ver passed through by himself,
Ver's pretty alive.
well, he's not really. He's just a machine.
Well, it's okay when you say it.
Well, it's our word.
So, can you tell if there's something attached to him, like a parasite?
Open him up.
You're real excited about that.
I want to know how he works.
Gently?
I can do that. I can check around. So I'm gonna check all of our sort of, I guess, hinge points, like where there's possible openings and whatnot.
Okay. So you check small compartments that open up to see the internal mechanisms of his arms, the rough head exterior that's still blocky and not quite as fine-tuned. It looks like he has his internal mechanisms still fixed. Are you opening up the main chamber as well?
Would you guys mind earmuffing real quick?
I was like, I might need to know this.
Well, no, you don't need a really earmuff, just character-wise earmuff.
Oh, okay. I was like, I'm trying really hard to hear you, and I'm going to edit this later.
No, Ray is asking your characters to earmuff.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, this makes me so happy.
If you guys don't mind, like, if you give Vern and I a little bit of space.
Sure, of course.
I don't want you to have to see his.
I get
Yes.
it. I go to
Yes.
the doctor sometimes too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like for his privacy.
Yeah.
So you two are turning around,
Yeah.
and
So I'm gonna whisper a little dwarvish word, Edver.
on that central chest mechanism, you see all of a sudden the glyph itself lights up, and it begins to spin as you see the spiral mechanism of the arcane lock begin to fiddle, and then it lines up perfectly, and you see the chest open up, and inside the dark smoke begins to rise out and wraps around you. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
3.
There's a brief moment of fear, and then focus. And you forget for a moment why you opened up the door. But looking inside, you do see all of the gold is still there. And you close it, and the lock begins to spin again.
Doing okay there, Raystrom?
Yeah, I think everything's fine.
Can we turn around?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Would we see the...
Okay.
There is no smoke there.
All right. So
He was okay?
everything good? And working normally?
Ver, do a lap.
He's already
Touch
been
your
laughing.
Just checking for the noise. Just checking for the noise.
The whir is no longer there.
He sounds okay. You fixed
I
him.
think he's good. I think he's good.
You didn't see anything?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Okay. Well, now we got Ver. We're all here. We know we I think we need to drink the pink liquid, but I'm really nervous.
I'm not really excited about that either.
But I think we have to. So there's not very much in the bowl.
But you have some, right, Raystrom?
Oh yeah, I've got plenty of it.
Okay. All right. Well, who's gonna go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll drink what's in the bowl.
So you're drinking the amount that's in the bowl.
Not the whole amount. I'm going to take a sip.
You take a sip, and it has a very bitter taste. Not pleasant at all, but there doesn't seem to be much of an effect.
This is gross, y'all. But,
I mean,
Does anybody have some wine we could spike and maybe?
not with me.
we should
Feel-
probably keep our wits about us.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
The wine!
We do have the wine, right?
The monks are gonna drink it all.
No, the undead are. I think did we leave it with the undead?
No, I think we
We
it
brought
came
this
with
in the
us.
last
The cart right now is outside of, well, from when y'all left it, it's outside of the guardhouse.
Well,
That's what I thought.
Because y'all left it there and then took off running with Sakara towards the... yeah, so...
I thought we rode it to the guardhouse. I mean
you okay?
the monastery.
Yes. Sorry, I just found that funny.
I was like, I did miss something.
Okay. Well,
Do I need to drink more?
probably.
I'll take another sip.
Maybe like a gulp.
How many sips equal a gulp?
You're pretty much getting to the bottom of where you've emptied out.
Okay. And I don't feel anything.
There's a moment where you can feel your body has a tingle to it, but it definitely, whatever you're doing, it's just like any potion you've ever taken. You can't taste a little bit of it to get the effect of what it is.
I don't know how much a serving
There is a
is.
dosage.
Well, I'll close the lid to see if it refills. And I'll let Kelmus know I have a
lid is
water
closed.
skin full of it if you want to drink from here.
I open the lid.
You open the lid. There is now a trough of pink liquid there.
Oh, well,
I'll drink some more.
I'm gonna do it with you.
At the same time, both heads in. La la la.
I'm bobbing.
I'm just gonna drink out my water skin at the same time.
So all three of you are drinking at the same time?
Yeah.
Is that a good idea?
Okay.
I don't know. We don't know.
What's the worst that could happen?
Why I said I go first.
Ver's here to watch us.
Alright, so not one other, sorry. So, as you pummel your face in and get your large
That was
bowl,
it.
I was gonna do this.
you take your handful and go and you swig from your wineskin. There is a numbness that goes to your whole body as you can feel it kind of creep up your arms. The smoke itself begins to kind of billow more and more around you, and each one of you takes a look around the room, and there's nobody in the room with you anymore. The temperature itself has dropped, and as you kind of search and call out or to attempt to make a sound towards your friends, nobody is able to actually audibly make some sort of sound. Kelmus. You quickly turn around and the smoke kind of billows for a moment and it separates, and you see the scaled palace of the Zaget. And as you walk forward, you see Doxin, Velasa, Yawin, all standing over a wooden execution block. And as you approach, you see your mother as she carries a large executioner's axe and hands it to you. You take it, uncertain of what your role is and who is to be executed. And as you turn and look down at the block, you see Dakar and you see Q, both bound, heads on the block. And as you feel the terror inside of you of having to eliminate your own friends, your body is stricken with a grief that you can barely handle. Q, as the smoke envelops you and breaks away, you see Kalakesh. And hanging from the bridgeways, each dangling from a rope, are all your companions. Every person that you've met along the way as you journey to save and help out the people who are in dire need and left on the outskirts of society. You see Kelnis, you see her family, you see Dakar and all of his family, Tiana, you see Concern, even the lady who helped you in your first trip into Lakota, Dangles, as you see a stream of people that have come into contact with you and you realize that you were unable to save anybody. A feeling of not being able to impact the world, being helpless in solving the problems of society just fills deep down into your being, and you realize you're seeing yourself being everything that everybody you've ever met, everybody you've ever made a connection with has been stripped away from you. And there is a feeling of you in Kalakesh alone as the rain begins to fall, and you wonder how long you'll remain this way, or worse yet, if you meet another person, will they just be added to the hanging ropes of Kalakesh? Raystrom, as the smoke itself breaks away from you, there is an immense heat that burns and scorches across your brow. You're familiar with this intense forged fire that erupts off of the furnaces of the stone forgers in Badun. And as you continue to pound away, working on these mechanisms, building these automatons, you look into the reflection of the metallic structure of the creatures that you're working on, and you see what doesn't look like you, where it has your shape in your body, a black Icarus texture to the skin coats and wraps around your face. The hair whitened and wiry and distorted. The teeth blackened and decayed. The eyes nearly unrecognizable. And you see behind you hundreds of structures of created metal creatures, all torturing and destroying the dwarves of the Baden Refuge. And as you hear their screams, you continue to pound away with your hammer and anvil, and you realize that you've lost a complete sense of who you are. The entity that you're fighting has taken over, and you are now that voice stuck inside of the body of the entity that once placated your mind. I need everybody to do a wisdom saving throw.
4.
4.
2.
11. How did I get the highest one at disadvantage?
Everything goes black in your minds. You wake up, and it's a brand new day. You've been sleeping for 24 hours. You each have 1 level of exhaustion. Your head pangs with an intense migraine. Your body feels like you have been through the lines and waves of a war. However, you show no scarring or marks of attack. But you've definitely gone through something. You have complete memory of everything you saw, but you look and the smoke itself is still flowing out of the open bowl.
Can we see each other?
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had some wine.
For what?
From the bad trip I just had.
Oh,
I don't think wine would help.
It sure wouldn't hurt.
probably make it worse.
How are y'all feeling?
Rough. And sad. I don't know. I mean,
Confused.
very confused. I don't know what's...
What's next?
Did y'all have a bad dream too?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't so much a dream. I mean, it was...
It felt pretty real.
Yeah. I don't want to do that again.
Do you think it helps you figure out who you are? So if we tried to go through the mirror again, we'd have a better idea?
Maybe. Do you feel like you know who you are?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
You're definitely starting to get a sense for why this is the hardest part of the walk of Merindi, and why so many don't make it through, even though they are high-ranking warriors in the monk class. They fail at this part.
Do you think we have to do it again? I don't want to, but...
I don't either.
I don't either.
I also don't want to go to the mirror.
And get flung.
To the dragon. Do you think we should try one more time?
I think we should try one more time.
Alright.
I don't want to.
Maybe we should.
Mm-hmm.
See if it helps.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
Peer pressure.
No, it was not meant to be pure pressure.
Literally nobody asked you.
If you really weren't feeling it, we're doing it as an experiment to see if it helps. And then if it helps...
Also, you said you took disadvantage on that?
Yeah.
You shouldn't have had disadvantage on it.
You said I was poisoned all ability checks.
It's not an ability check, it's a saving throw. Sorry, I'll let you have advantage on this next one.
Okay.
I was like, I was trying to figure that out. I was like, why did you get disadvantage?
Okay.
Yeah. There's a difference between ability checks and saving throws.
Got it. Okay. Thank you for clarifying.
Okay. So who's taking it?
Promise.
Q.
Okay. Raystrom, you watch as your two companions move forward, close the bowl, open it, and it is refilled. In hesitation, they take their goals.
Wait, Kelnis, first, before we do it, I'm really happy that I know you.
I am too.
Okay.
You're part of my clan.
I'm a brass dragon.
You Brahms.
Brass dragon.
Okay.
No, I just mean in terms of, like, clan's important to Dragonborns, and I feel like I have the clan that I was born into, and I'm getting to create my own clan.
I like this chosen clan.
Am I part of this clan?
Are you drinking with us?
No, peer pressure!
Chug.
You're cool. Just kidding.
I mean, I don't know how long I've known you yet. You might be.
On your way.
Okay. I drink some.
Okay. You feel that familiar tingle go across your body and skin. That depression sinks in as the smoke overwhelms and takes your body, and the world disappears around you. Raystrom, you see them go into a trance-like state as they both just kind of, their body tenses up and they freeze, and they're unresponsive to any sound or visual effect or touch. No matter what you try to do to maneuver around them, they do not respond.
Can I lay them down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Countess, you find yourself in a free fall. Similar to that rush of exhilaration you had whenever you leapt off the side of the island to find the Dais of Cain. However, as you fall, you see the vast ocean below you that stunned you the first time you got to see it. And it gets closer and closer, and you almost accept that you're going to fall into it. And there's a joy. And then you feel an uplift as you turn around your head and you see these great, large brass wings that extend from your back, and you find yourself soaring among the sky. The joy and the elation of having this freedom is so exciting to you that you quickly maneuver yourself around to fly back to the island to show your friends what you have accomplished, and the island is no longer there. You look around and the beauty of that large sea is all that there is, and quickly the joy of of this grand entity that you were excited about at once is now this dire fate to you that you must fly forever because you know you cannot survive in the water. And you wonder how long you can exert your body with no land and nobody to help you. Q. You awake and you are in that inn in Lakota. Except there's silence. You quickly pick yourself up and run to the window where at first you saw this ruckus form of Countess Emrish burrow through the middle of the bazaar, breaking tents. And the bazaar itself looks dilapidated and fallen over as the harsh winds carry what's left of the tarps and flags and banners and just blows endlessly with nobody to store wares or purchase or bring life to this town. You quickly find yourself running down into the streets, heading towards the Puffing Pegasus. The door itself is locked. You go through the broken window. Entering in, you expect to see Marietta, or perhaps Dakar and his family. But everything is empty. As you go upstairs to where the animals were, you think maybe just finding those avian foul creatures that were so disgusting at once, but now would be some kind of connection to the past, are all cleared out. And you find one letter left on the bed. And as you pick it up, it's detailed out that Dakar, Calnus, Raystrom have all left to the north and have abandoned you, just remain by yourself in the south. I need both of you to do another wisdom save. To go ahead and take your advantage on this one since
20, not nat.
Nat 20.
Woohoo!
you both find that you have control of your body at this moment. What would you like to do?
In the dream. I'm gonna fly down and let my feet drag in the water.
As you gain this consciousness of where you are, realizing that this is not the reality that you have been fooled into believing, you plummet down into a large dive, picking up speed, and as you get closer to the water, you angle yourself off, letting your wings fly wider and catching the air as you slide and your talons on your feet drag against the water, and you do feel this very, very chilled sensation you've never experienced before. Water has been cold, but this is a deep, death-grabbing coldness. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I want to angle back up and fly away from the water and look around and see if the island is just blocked by clouds or something like that.
There is no land in the Syrinscape, just the water.
I take a deep breath and I keep flying.
What would you like to do, Q?
I'm gonna sit down and write a letter in response. One letter to each one of the people who were in that letter, just saying, I wish you well, I'm here, I'm coming to help. And I'm just gonna leave it right there. Without any way of like actually sending it, but just to respond to it. And I'm going to leave the Puffing Pegasus and I'm gonna go back to the inn in Lakota and just kind of accept that this is probably what it's going to look like for a little bit, and get ready to go north.
Go ahead and do another wisdom save. You have advantage on this.
16.
Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I'm gonna keep flying, keep pushing on, keep looking.
As you push further and further, not giving up, and just willing yourself to persevere, go ahead and roll your wisdom check.
13.
Both of you come to a point where you snap out of this tonic state and you see the room around you again. Time has passed normally. And Raystrom, you do see them take their breath and heave and kind of look around the room. Countess, you don't feel any better or any worse. It's that same level of exhaustion that you already had. But you do feel like you were able to maneuver yourself around this dreamscape and force yourself back into the realm of existence that you're in right now. Hugh, there's this stillness that for the longest time you've held inside of your heart as doubt that relationships were even real to someone like you. You've always hesitated to make connections and really open up to anybody, and that's just been your lifestyle. But over these last few weeks, you've come to terms that you enjoy the company of your companions, and you want to share intimate details about yourself, but it's been very difficult to find the right time. Now you're realizing that's not what's important, and there is an acceptance of, I just need to be present. With that, you've gained 1 permanent wisdom point, so you can up your wisdom score by 1. And there is a sense of centering in your mind that you feel like you understand yourself enough to be able to pass through the mirror.
How are you feeling?
Good. Really good. You?
Not worse.
Well, that's good. Any better?
Sort of encouraged, maybe?
Okay.
I laid y'all down so you wouldn't fall and hit your head.
Yeah, wake up, you're talking. Forgot about that. You're both on your backs just looking at each other.
I thought that's maybe why we didn't
We
feel...
wake up like this.
I thought that's maybe why we didn't feel great when we woke up.
Maybe. I don't know. Do you?
You might want to try it.
At least one more time. I don't know.
Did it go better the second time?
I feel better.
I feel kind of, I don't feel worse.
Alright. I'm gonna sit down crisscross applesauce.
If it makes you feel better, I'll go back with you.
I mean...
I'll lay you guys down. It's my turn.
Will you? How are you going to manage that with me?
I'm already
Do
sitting...
you want me to start sitting?
I'm already sitting down.
I'll drink it again.
Good luck.
We got this. We're not gonna let it win. I'm gonna beat it.
Is there
What
something?
are you talking about?
Is there something to beat?
I was just talking to Ver.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sort of drinking.
Weirdo.
So you're drinking from your wineskin?
Yeah.
Okay. You go to the bowl and reset it. There's no liquid.
Okay. It's just you. Sorry.
It was wine, okay.
I think that was your job.
Once again, the smoke overtakes the room itself, engulfs over your body, and you're anticipating those fires. But they don't come. Instead, it's darkness. Cold. Not like a winter's cold, but that same familiar coldness you found anytime you delved deep into the confines underneath the body of refuge, the interior of the mountain. The isolation has never been a problem for you because you work best when your brain can think and has no distractions. And as you delve further and further down, you hear a voice. It doesn't speak a language as much as it convinces you to move further down the mountain into the interior. This is not the same voice as before. You keep hearing, it's there. His name. The old one. Oblivion. And you continue to walk further and further alone in this dire need to find answers to what this voice is guiding you towards. But you don't know why you know this information. You only know that it is now your life mission to find a way to get to that place. Go ahead and roll your wisdom save.
10.
Outside, you watch him, and the body that goes from that clenched state just falls unconscious, and he is asleep. You have one more level of exhaustion.
I don't know if it worked.
I don't either. But I think he's just sleeping now. But I think he's just sleeping now.
Thank you.
Sorry.
I love how y'all whisper all the time. I think I should whisper this soft. Don't wake Daddy.
Don't wait. Braystrom.
We should probably wait till he wakes up.
Yeah. What are we gonna do if we don't all make it through the mirror? Because it's one thing if we all stay and just meet back in another room, but if one of us gets out,
How will we know if they're out?
we won't.
Unless we go and check every room.
Let's just hope that we do.
Yeah. I don't know.
What are you gonna do?
Are you awake yet?
He is unresponsive.
Oh.
Yeah. So Raystrom, you will be unresponsive for 24 hours.
Ooh.
Oh. We have some time to kill.
Yeah.
What did you see?
What did I see? Which time?
Either time.
I relay in detail everything that I saw.
Okay.
It was rough.
Mine was 2. And I tell her what I saw.
What, y'all didn't want to restate everything? Make me do all the work?
We can't tell it as good as you do.
Aww. Stop it.
Do you think... Do you think it drives people mad because they're facing their worst fears? Over and over and over again?
Yeah. Because if I had to sit through that multiple times.
Do you think it's enough to know what our worst fears are to get through the mirror?
Maybe.
I mean, it helps us know.
Maybe admitting your worst fears?
Accepting them.
Yeah.
I think we have to try.
In 23 and a half hours.
I still feel a little rough.
Okay.
I'm gonna rest.
Okay.
I don't know if that'll help or not, but
It probably will.
You also haven't eaten
Yeah.
in a long time.
we should probably do that. Probably eat.
That would have been smart of us to bring food.
Where time has clearly worked differently here, and you're unaware of what the flow of time is, you've read enough to know that the passage of time is different, but your needs still will feel the same.
Yeah.
You've gone a couple of days now.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I don't think I have any food.
I don't have any food.
I don't. I'm good. You know what? He's asleep. I want to go through his stuff.
Okay.
So I want to go through, not in like a menacing way. Like I don't want to steal anything, and I'm saying this out loud to Kellis. I don't want to steal anything. I'm not gonna take anything. I just want to see. It's like when you like spend the night at someone's house. We looked through your room too. Just.
And inside your couch, apparently.
It's curiosity.
Going through, I mean, you're
resting.
welcome if there's any specific things that you want to share or you're looking for. It's general supplies. There is his spear that he has on him.
Mm-hmm.
There's also an assortment of weirdly shaped mechanisms on his tool set that he carries around with him.
Mm-hmm.
They mean nothing to you,
Okay.
but that's the only thing that really sticks out of. He does have a few rations.
Okay. I tell his sleeping person, we'll pay you back.
We just want a snack.
And we split the ration. Split one, right?
Yeah.
That would be a ration, and that would be half a
Okay.
ration. So if
Okay.
you want to actually eat, you're going to need a ration.
Okay, then.
It's the point of a ration.
Okay. Then we'll each have one.
Okay.
Okay, so 2 of your rations are gone. So you eat, or are you all just hanging out for the day itself?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
Relaxing.
not leaving without anybody. Or at least trying.
Yeah.
You begin to come to consciousness, Raystrom.
Just so you know, we took some food.
You beat me to it.
I felt a little guilty, but
You can remove your 1 exhaustion.
didn't take anything. Just the food.
Same thing, you can remove your 1 exhaustion.
Okay.
You didn't eat the poison food, did you?
I don't feel any more poisoned than I already did. Thanks.
I feel fine. Not.
It's a trap.
Thanks.
Everything on you is
Slow
poison.
con! Gotcha!
Do you feel better?
I don't think so.
Well, I think we gotta try the mirror.
We saw things. Q, I hope you're okay with me telling him.
Mm-hmm.
We saw things that terrified us. Like worse fears.
Is that what you saw
Is that
too?
what you saw?
I don't know if they're my worst fears, but they are my reality.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't think mine is necessarily my reality.
Well, I'm hoping to change it.
Well, because we were kind of thinking, like, the way to get through the mirror, like, to know one's self, you kind of you know what your fear is and accept it and then face it? I don't know.
While looking in the mirror?
Possibly. Just want us all to get out of here.
I mean, I guess that makes as much sense as anything. But what about Ver and Felix?
I mean,
Hold hands.
they came through. They came through the mirror, but they were separated.
We try our best.
Hold on with both hands?
Yeah.
Tie them to you?
Yeah. So when I usually put Felix in like my little pouch, I kind of put him in my vest.
I put him in between my bosom. All right.
Yeah.
So you're making your way back into the mirror?
Hold
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
In the Divine Sanctuary, you've passed by and...
You might want to eat something. I felt better when I ate something. Did we eat all your rations?
I don't know how many he had. I don't remember.
How many did you eat?
We each had one.
No, I still have plenty. That's a good idea, I'll eat some.
Okay.
As you pass through, Q, you notice those monk bodies, those skeletons that were draped around, their heads are in a position leaned back. And where the coins were what, almost like the car again, the coins are what Raystrom found. You now notice that across the lap area, there's that decay, that very light discoloration of stone where blood has set. And you're starting to realize that it might not be that something killed the monks as much as they can only take so much before they give up. Make your way to the mirror itself. Connect your hands. Wish and hope that this is the last time that you travel through. I need everybody to make their wisdom save.
I need to take a moment alone with Ver, though, real quick.
Okay.
Like, after we go?
No, like right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I'm gonna take him to a corner and talk a little dwarfish to him. Remove some contents.
Okay.
And pat him like I'm probably never gonna see him again.
Are you taking the full amount?
Yeah.
You feel very heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Like real heavy, I will tell you. That's probably going to slow you down. Okay. Yeah, a very loud, noisy race from Brigadoon comes back to you.
Kind of like seeing out of the corner of my eye what you did. I kind of had like that. Oh, and I pet Felix on top of his head.
All right.
And I say thank you.
Wisdom checks. Oh, by the way, your DC has gone down, so it's gonna be easier to get through because you were able to get to the second level of your training. You have advantage since you passed it.
Okay.
Just for you, though, not for Felix.
Okay. Now I'm rolling for
14. Yeah.
14 for me, 18 for Ver.
19 for me. I'm gonna say 5 for Felix.
So we had 14, 14, 18, 19, and 5.
Mm-hmm.
Q, you look and you approach first and really find it easy to center yourself and imagine that feeling of you writing the letter and sending it off. And just as you walked north, leaving the town of Lakota with confidence, you look forward into the mirror and you see not your reflection, but you see the reflection of that Undercroft in the bottom of Sodom Kadum. And there's a confidence that you know this is going to work. You hold on and you step through, and you feel that rush of pull as you get flung back into the existence, and you see yourself standing before that Corona tree, still poisoned and decaying, and you see two figures standing in front of it. One draped in the familiar monk robe, who quickly turns to you, smiles, and am very impressed. We were wondering how long it was going to take. And then you hear a as you see a Raystrom Brigadoon step forward with a as Ver beside him, and you both are back in.
I give him a big hug.
Hear the sound jangle and clink as you hold on to him. And then you hear a little voice from the second being smaller in stature and a very large, oversized breastplate. Is that all? Is there not one more?
No, there is.
There should be two more.
You see the weasel wrap around. And you see the small little girl begin to clap with excitement at your furry friend. And then flung back into the room, bumping into Ver and the congestion of bodies in front of the mirror. Countess Imrish, seeing before you a very familiar face. Imrish! Countess! As Dorothea smiles and runs forward, pushing through everybody, and she grabs onto your lap. And she hugs you and squeezes and looks up.
I hug her back.
Burr, down. Don't attack.
She hugs onto you, and you can see she streams tears off her face. Thank you so much. You came.
Kimber. What?
What do you mean?
They took her. They took my Nande.
Who did?
And she begins to sniffle, and the elven gentleman walks forward. He says, "Please, let us move upstairs in a more comfortable setting, and then we can discuss. You've been gone for 2 weeks."
No.
Time.
It feels like longer.
How do you know we've been gone for what's happened?
Please, if you follow me, I know you must have millions of questions, but...
Is Zakara okay?
Yes, Sakara is upstairs.
Who are you?
Apologies, I am the Grand Master here. My name is Nehemiah.
Where were you before? When we came down?
Let us move upstairs. I will answer all your questions, I promise, but right now, this area is not safe.
Is it the tree?
Kind of nods. And then Dorothea kind of grabs your hand. She goes, "It's okay. They're real nice. They've been very nice to us. It's also more comfortable upstairs. Come on." And she kind of starts pulling your hand.
All right.
I let her pull me, but I hold on.
As you make your way upstairs, you come out of that secret passageway behind the fountain. The clouds themselves dark and grayed over as a storm begins to build on the southern horizon and kind of ebbs its way towards the island heading north. Those crackles of thunder begin to kind of build up as you see bright little sparks in the distant sky. The ground itself still littered with undead bodies. And they quickly rush you back over, open up that large wooden door at the front of the monastery, and you're let in. Doors shut, heavy beam dropped, except this time the interior itself is well lit with torchlight, and there is more life bustling around as you hear the voices of various people moving about, as where the first time you came in it was eerily silent. Now there's a presence here, and that's where we're going to start and take our break. So,
We got out!
But I
got
want to
out.
know what's next!
I bet you we'll find out after the break.
we're gonna find out. So yeah, you made yourself. I told you half. It's an hour and a half in, so we made it. 4 minutes over, but you know.
We got out!
You got out. What has happened in these 2 weeks as you've traversed this weird timescape? We will find out, because shit has happened. So, join us back in a little bit. We're going to take a quick break, stretch our feet, get some snacks, some drink, and then we'll kick it off in the monastery of Solemn Kadoon. See ya.
Stretch our feet.
Stretch your feet, whatever it is.
I think that's your legs.
Ain't no party like a Salagadoo party. Oh. I'm gonna stretch my legs too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna start with my feet, but...
I mean, you got to. Yes, our studio has a bidet.
You jest, but... No, it's fine.
But...
We don't have lapel mics yet, but we have a bidet.
Priorities, sister.
Cleanliness. Close to godliness.
Why is that the theme today?
You know what? I'm enjoying it.
Alright.
Okay.
Welcome back to our second half of today's episode. I am nearly exhausted from the amount
How many
of...
points?
I am too.
How many levels?
No, that was a heavy first half. Like,
It was.
But you find yourself finally out of that damned mirror dimension and back in the confines of the main monastery halls of Solemn Kadoon, as Nehemiah escorts you back into a open. It's not a chamber, as this is one open hall, open concept. Very.
Do you want that in the shot?
Oh yeah. Let's see those notes.
Blur it.
We're gonna edit
I
that.
was gonna say, you have some editing to do, Kat.
Blur it in
More.
post.
Edit.
More
No, it's
editing.
alright. You know what? It's teasers. That's hilarious. Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah.
That's a fake page.
No, but the hall itself is one large standing. Think like old cathedrals that transept that opens up into the large cathedral hall. However, there are wooden banisters and beams that kind of break down various areas of this large monastery hall. In the very far back, there is a wooden doorway that is, there's I'd say about 20 feet high of the wood beams that branch forward, and then there is an actual door that leads into the other side. On this side, there's a couple of sitting couches, and Nehemiah leads you down and lets you take rest next to a large fireplace that's embedded in the far back of the wall. Dorothea takes your hand, Countess, and kind of runs you to the fire, and there's a little beanbag-esque kind of sitting area, and she jumps and lands on it, and you see the poof of the material separate, and she kind of says, sit by me, sit by me.
So I clamber down on the floor next to her.
She's very, very happy to see you. And Nehemiah takes a seat at a desk and offers you to sit down. Some water and some small portions of meat and bread are brought out to you. As Nehemiah beckons, please, if you would make yourself comfortable, and we should have the rest of our guests soon. I'm sure you have questions.
Yeah. I don't even know where to start. But first of all, who's this?
This is Dorothea. Dorothea.
Hi, I'm Dorothea. Are you friends of Countess?
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Lady Dorothea. I have recently become acquainted with Countess Ibrish. She is quite the lady.
She's not a lady. She's a dragonborn.
Well, she's a lady dragonborn.
And you're a princess.
And I'm a princess. Yes.
She's a princess.
A prince? Like a real princess?
A real princess.
She
As
kind of
opposed
does
to a fake princess?
in her oversized armor, that breastplate armor that kind of sits on her shoulders and weighs her down. She kind of does a small little bow and catches a little bit of off balance and then rights herself.
And I give her the same awkward bow back.
You're funny.
Okay. All right.
Dorothea helped heal me.
We found her. She was in a tree and she was all bloodied up, but I was able to cure her. I was able to heal her
It's okay.
with my magic.
Oh, you're like Dakar.
What's Dakar?
He was one of the friends that you helped heal me, and I went back to Kimura and Dakar.
Oh, yeah, you told me about him. He's the other one who can do what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Where's he?
He's in my home, but he's petrified. We're hoping to find a cure for him.
We found it. We
might have one that works thanks to Raystrom.
Well, that's good. Do you need to get back to your friend?
Well, yes, but I think we also need to find out what's been happening.
Nehemiah kind of leans over. Dorothea. Princess Dorothea. Princess Dorothea, would you mind perhaps going to check on the other elders to see if they're ready to join us? I need to talk with our friends. Oh, yeah, I can do that. And she kind of runs out, pushes the door open. You just hear her yelling various things of calling out names as she stomps her way through the building. Do apologize. She's very excited, that one. You've met her before.
And her companion, Narande.
We ran into them as I was making my way back from the capital. Unfortunately, they were caught among a swarm of the undead that were fleeing and actually traveling north. We also ran into a group of the Grey Sisters at the same moment. While Dorothea was casting magic, the Grey Sisters were led to believe by Narande herself that she was the one wielding the magic. She turned herself in.
Narande did. So the Grey Sisters have her?
I would imagine. Jocelyn was actually there with them heading towards our direction. She sent a battalion with Narande towards Braska. And I vouched that I would take care of the small one and let her back with me.
What's going to happen to, what was
Narande.
it, Narande?
I would imagine that she will be tried and executed.
When was this and how soon?
We caught wind of them about 5 days ago. Just south of the canopied tree line, the large forest that's north of the wall.
So, what were the Grey Sisters doing down so close, they're so far away from Braska?
Well, apparently an individual had reached them with news of the southern city of Kalakesh, that issues were going on, and they sent a large battalion heading our direction. They were meant to stop off at Salam Kadun, and they've encountered multiple swarms of undead.
What did they hear about Kalakesh?
I'm not sure. You'd have to take that up with Jocelyn. She should be here any moment, at which point the doors does swing open, and in large, overpowering, it's the same armor that Concern had with those 3 starred symbols, a streaming bright red-headed woman steps forward. Are you speaking of me? She kind of pulls forward. Yes, Jocelyn, please do come in. These are the individuals that Sakara had mentioned before. When Jocelyn goes straight up, and she walks and looks and surveys all of you, and goes right up to Raystrom. Are you the leader of this battalion? Speak up, boy!
Yes, my lady.
Do not call me lady, sir. I have no time for pleasantries. They are wasted upon anybody other than the noble class. Why are you here, and how did you manage to get into Marindi?
Well, we were here seeking knowledge, and we aided the monks in dispatching some undead at the guardhouse, and then were taken down to the cellar by Sakara?
So you were the ones who blew up the wall?
No.
That was already there when we got there. The lowered windway is a pit now filled with the undead.
The undead have been taken care of.
Those undead.
We will continue to track down as many as we can. That still doesn't answer how you got into Marindi.
we looked in the mirror.
Nehemiah kind of steps forward. I do apologize, Your Honor, but the mirror itself is typically covered. We found that the sheet had been pulled off. We're not sure what entity was in, but at this point, we were overswarmed. The reports I get from my monks that were still here, the elders have been summoned. There was no one here to lead, and there was no anticipated attack. We were caught off guard. We do apologize. We will do better in the future.
There was an evil entity down there that I'm sure uncovered it. Because it was trying to pass through, and we dispatched it.
And what of the tree?
Poisoned.
And how did you poison it?
We didn't poison it. We found it that way.
Perhaps it was poisoned by this creature, Jocelyn. And who are you three?
Raised from Arlen Brigadoon. From the Badoon Refuge. I'm on my way visiting a friend south of the wall and had some wagon issues, and these fine ladies aided me.
I'm Q. This is Kelnis.
Kelnis Emmerich.
And what's your business?
We were trying to find a cure for a friend. And we did.
We were told knowledge might be here.
Nehemiah kind of steps forward. I'm sorry, Justin. The reports I had is that strangers were let in. Sakara took them down into the pits to see if we were okay. He thought that the elders would be down there. He just came back from his own expedition. They uncovered apparently some kind of demonic beast that was attempting to get into the mirror, but the mirror was currently occupied. And the beast you say was taken care of. Who did this thing?
We did.
But there was no body found?
It disappeared?
I don't know. We went
We
to
got
the
pulled
mirror.
through the mirror.
We'll have our sisters look over it again. And she kind of looks over, and a few similarly dressed women march off, and you see them stomp towards the front. At which point, the door swings open again, and it's almost funny in juxtaposition to see the tall, towering Grey Sisters march forward, and then the small, armored Dorothea kind of waddle in, and there are three individuals that are falling behind, hoods up, but monk robes to match in various colors. Just, Mimi, I found them! Nehemiah. Mimi, I found them, they're here, but, who are they? These are the Grey Sisters. Dorothy, if you wouldn't mind going to gather some food and bring that back to you. Okay. She kind of stomps away. The three individuals come and they sit down next to Nehemiah on various pads that kind of sit and scatter the floor. I've gathered the elders here. They were summoned back quickly. We are a little worried about the circumstances that are surrounding the island. Word has been traveling from various locations of undead. We know that they were centered around here, and most of them were moving to the south. But Sakara informs me that you heard or saw undead traveling upon the Windway. Can you confirm this?
I mean, I can only assume. I mean, we heard lots of noises, moaning, and then when we got to the guardhouse, the Windway had fallen into the guardhouse, and then that's where all the undead were. So, I mean...
This is unfortunate, as we've not been able to clear the rubble, so we cannot send any of our troops southward to aid any of the villages. They are currently relying only on their own militia. And Jocelyn, at which point, stands up. She goes, "We're at work right now of clearing the rubble. It will take time, as the explosion that was used by whoever set it off was overcalculated and did more damage than it should. However, we have ensured that the north will be spared of anybody using the Windway We found barrels of explosives outside, and we have blown one of the main pillars. The windway to the north is currently broken.
But what about the south?
Well, the south will have to hold out until we can get there.
And there have been sightings of all these undead in various places in the south?
Well, we've reached word, and at which point a guard member steps up, or sorry, one of the elders steps up and pulls back a green robe. This is a halfling woman. She has a row of piercings in her left ear. And a slight, it looks like a scar, but it is actually a tattoo that is embedded around the curvature of the eye. Yes, our word, we've gotten various ravens from settlements down south, including, and she kind of lists off 6 or 7 different cities and towns that have not been overrun, but they found waves of various undead that are traveling in packs. Local militias in Malsaran have dealt with them, from what we've heard, but other entities and perilous creatures are starting to come out of the deadwood. We're not sure what's sparking them on, but we imagine it has something to do with the corruption of the Corona tree.
Was there a cure for the Corona tree?
I mean, there's bound to be. We ourselves have only known of this one individual tree, but hundreds are supposed to be scattered around Venera. Our very own monastery was established here on top of this site because it did protect one of the Corona tree. But it's been hidden in secret. We're unaware of how anybody would have known that it lied beneath the monastery.
So if there are other trees like that, how does that... Do they need to be protected? Is there a way that they can fight off these creatures? What?
That we're still looking into. That's why I've gathered the elders here. They will hopefully be taking turns going into Marindi and studying to see what information they can pull out. But as you have yourselves realized, time flows differently when you're inside the mirror. It could be weeks or months before we have any clear information of what's going on.
Has anyone else come out besides us?
No, I don't believe anybody else went in besides you. Why? Did you encounter anybody else inside the mirror?
There were plenty of people inside the mirror.
Prisoners.
At which point, Jocelyn steps up and gets right in front of your face. Did you allow any prisoners to escape their cells?
Well, yes
We
and
defeated
no.
Yes and no?
One came out of the cell with me while we were still in the halls.
And we killed it.
And we defeated it. So yes, we let it out of its cell, but no, we didn't let it escape the mirror.
And who did you let escape?
I don't think we let anyone escape.
You just said you let someone out of their cell. That is escaping.
Well, we
Which
let
cell did you empty?
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
the
whoa.
blobby one. The one who can take the shape of other creatures.
She kind of walks over to some of her generals and whispers to them, and you see them kind of nod, and they head back as well towards the back, and they exit the room.
What was that all about?
Nehemiah kind of puts his hand up and kind of shakes to you.
We destroyed it, though.
We did.
Yeah. We defeated it.
Jocelyn steps forward. We'll be the ones to address this issue. Thank you very much. I apologize for the inconvenience that you've had in a situation that is well beyond your means. You are not allowed in to the lower undercroft of Salam Kadun. That is for only Grey Sisters and the monks who have reached enlightenment and are going through their journey.
And we were told that, but one of the monks was trying to help Nehemiah, and so we went to help also.
And he will be dealt with. Which point Nehemiah says, we've already have him confined, and he will be going under interrogation, but his punishment still lies with us, Jocelyn, not the Grey Sisters. point, Jocelyn kind of huffs a little bit. Where exactly are you from?
Various places, but where are the undead coming from?
They're coming from here. Well, at least they were coming from here. We get a few who actually arise from the Undercroft. But our forces now take them out as soon as they arrive. The concern is not those, the concern is the chronotree. That and clearing the guardhouse so that we can aid any batches of undead that are still traveling south.
I mean, I would think you would want to get rid of any undead as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not just the chronotree. I mean, I'm sure the chronotree is the root of what's happening, but...
No pun intended.
No pun intended. But the undead are an issue as well.
And they're being dealt with. Unless you're going to go and clear the wall itself and help us out, I ask that you please leave this alone and answer my question. Where are you from?
I'm a dragonborn. Where do you think I'm from? I'm just saying. I'm from the Zaget.
You see her hand immediately go up and she goes to strike you. You can avoid it if you want.
Yes, I'd
deflects
like-
the attack.
I would like to avoid it.
You want Verd to deflect
Yes,
the
I
attack?
do.
So as she goes up quickly and goes, you see this metal arm.
Thanks, Bert. That's why we're buddies.
Nehemiah, I would have them bound until we can interrogate them further.
For what?
For not talking and giving answers to the Grey Sisters.
I just told you where I was from.
No, you gave me sass, young one.
You did.
I ask you one more time, where are you from?
I'm from Kalakash. He already said where he was from. She's a dragonborn. She's from the Zaget.
We meant you no disrespect, Jocelyn. We have just had...
An ordeal. You're welcome.
Nehemiah kind of steps forward. Perhaps, Jocelyn, you should check on your troops and we can resume these conversations at a later time. He kind of escorts her out, begrudgingly, closes the door, and then turns around. Well, I feel like that went as well as it could have.
I'm sorry, but she rubs me the wrong way.
You have to understand, Jocelyn is the head of the Grey Sisters and the Inquisitors. She runs Braska. Apart from the Grand Cleric, Dalin, but she is the actual word and enforcer of law. There's been a lot of rumor of magic users, and that means her troops will be out among the island in harsher number and force. The Grey Sisters are not anybody you'd want to trifle with or cross.
Would Raystrom have ever come across a Grey Sister before?
Possibly.
Okay.
They're the ones that burned down Corinth, right?
Mm-hmm.
They burned down where?
Another town.
Yeah, a town that we went to before we met you.
You were quite lucky they didn't burn you down, Caldas Emmerich.
I'm not magical.
I'm talking about the sass you were giving them. That was magical.
It was pretty magical.
I'm sorry.
They are not a group to be taken lightly.
Well, I can claim ignorance because I'm from the Zaget. I didn't know
I
that.
don't think they care about
They-
ignorance. She almost hit you.
I realize that. I'm not really happy about that either.
I think Burr likes you.
I like Ver.
Great segue. She hit me. I like Vern.
But really, why was she gonna hit a dragonborn? I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I'm just a little... I don't know. Maybe she gets angry like I do.
Maybe. Or maybe she has no fears. Maybe she's stupid.
Maybe she should go through the mirror.
Maybe.
Maybe somebody should push her.
I'm
sorry. I'm
Nehemiah
sorry.
the whole time is there, and you see he's been very stoic, but there is a small chuckle that comes out.
I mean, she does do more good than harm, right?
Well, yes, that's the Grey Sisters protect and enforce all of the land.
Is it?
She said that they're taking care of the undead. How are they taking care of the undead?
Well, as they arise outside of the undercroft chamber, they slay them there.
But the ones that are already heading south.
Well, I imagine that she's trying to get to them, but until
She's
they...
here.
She's not trying very hard to leave.
The guardhouse was impassable. Remember when we were there?
They're clearing the rubble, but it's taking time.
Why use the windway when you can
walk? But all of the time that they've spent trying to fix the rubble,
they could have been going after undead. The undead are walking. They could walk.
What's happening to those towns? What towns?
I'm not sure. I don't think you understand the lay of the land. We can't get into the south of the wall. It is blocked. They are clearing it so that the troops can go south. Until they clear that, there's no aid that we can give towns in the south where the undead are.
Wait, but we came from the south.
Why can't they go around the
So,
guardhouse?
pause. I'm going to clear this up because I can tell you are really confused.
Yes!
Okay.
This is the same thing we had last time.
Yes.
There are two sides to the wall, south and north. When y'all came, y'all were on the south and y'all heard fighting. That wall has been destroyed. You can't go through.
Okay.
When y'all came back around, y'all came to the north.
Oh!
It's one thing. I was like, why are you not understanding this?
I thought there were two different gates
No,
to the
it's
wall.
one gate.
Just for the record.
One structure.
Just for the fans at home.
All right, guys.
I knew that.
I have been struggling with this. I'm like, why are you not getting this?
And I guess because we went through this again. Like, we went through the mountains to go around. And they're not going to...
That's why they're clearing the southern wall that's been blown. When y'all came by and y'all had the fight in the guardhouse, y'all had those barrels there. Those were explosions. They were trying to blow the wall to clear, or whoever was there leading was trying to do that. They have taken those barrels and they have moved them to a pillar on the north, and they have blown the pillar. So now the windway is collapsed where you can't go north.
Okay.
But you can still go south.
You can still go south because they can't get to the south to protect it.
Okay.
Yeah. The only option they could do is they could raise and walk the windway. But you haven't, I mean, that's you walking up with dead heat, and it's not really...
Okay.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah.
we're back in.
Yes, very much so.
Was this?
Yeah, that's 20 seconds. Well, that's more than 20 seconds. That's a full time out. We took a full time out.
Technical foul? Is that, did they get it right?
That's what a technical foul is. Full
TV
timeout.
timeout.
There's so many gestures.
Okay.
But Nehemiah clarifies that for you and is like...
Thank you, Nehemiah,
Yeah,
for drawing on my map. And...
Very pointed fact. He clarifies that.
But how are they destroying the undead? Because don't they just get right back up?
Well, no, there are means of... I mean, the body can only regenerate itself so much. If you do enough damage, they'll stay down.
Fire tends to work as well.
We killed a few.
We killed a few, but...
And then re-killed a few.
But they stayed down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like
Kalikesh is in trouble.
yeah. So we have...
Do y'all have any means of sending messages?
Well, yes. Malola has mentioned, and he points over to the same halfling. Malola's mentioned that we have had ravens go back and forth, but we have not received anything from Kalikesh.
Can we send one?
Of course. Malola, if you would, whatever letter you write, Malola will handle it.
Okay.
We have to write a letter.
There goes
30
there goes 45 minutes
later.
I'll let y'all write it later and we can.
Okay. Well, it looks like we have to help with the rubble then, in order to...
Ver and I could probably give assistance there. Or Nehemiah. Was our wagon by chance? Well, I guess it was technically Lady Q and Kalasimish's wagon.
Q.
But was it rescued from the guardhouse and brought this way?
Yes, your wagon was retrieved and is outside.
Thank you.
I know I'll need to rest a little bit more before making any kind of long journey, but how would you feel about raising the wagon up on the windway and riding the windway south?
How long would that take?
Well, you have to remember that to get from Kalakash to Corinth, it took you 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be 3 days, no water, traveling, dead heat. It's not like you're having covered. That's going to be... You're probably going to get some extreme exhaustion.
Yeah.
By the time you make it
That's
there.
the best way.
It's the fastest way.
We could go through the Zagat.
Yeah. We need
to get Dakar.
anyway. But you can't go back to the Zagat.
I won't be able to leave. Unless miracles upon miracles. Things have changed.
I don't think.
Have y'all gotten any word from Zagat?
The monk that's sitting next to Malola that has the bright orange red that kind of matches the drapery of Sakara pulls his hood back. This is, make sure I get this right, he is half-orc. And he says, Master, if you may have slipped your mind, the message from Sakara. Oh, yes, apologize, Master Corral. And he kind of pulls out a little piece of paper and hands it over. Actually, I'll give it to you probably, since you're Dragonborn. It is written in Draconic, and it is actually a warning that Sakara has been able to reach Tegan. Tegan has been made a Zagat Knight and patrols the Iris. However, he is highly watched, and he warns you that there's been rumors that you're to be detained once you make it back. Dakar's body is being held in the Skeld Palace.
Well, thank you for that information. Complicates matters.
It does. I mean, on the one hand, go Tegan, but...
And it says nothing of who's in charge or if Dockson's still alive.
Who's it from?
Or where the books are.
It's from Sakara?
The message was delivered by Sakara. Sakara went back to the Zagat and was able to get a message out from Tegan.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So the message is from Tegan.
From Tegan.
Whether Tegan hand-delivered it, you don't know.
So you're not going back?
But I could meet y'all on the other side of the wall. If y'all went through the Zagat, they know you. I can help clear rubble at the guardhouse and meet on the other side of the guardhouse. And then head to Kalakash.
Okay.
I don't know how that factors in with your plans, Raystrom.
Well, I don't think they know me in the Zagat.
How are we going to explain the fact that you're not with us?
I've been detained. I'm in the halls of Marindi. I never got out. You know
Q
enough
looks
about
at Nehemiah like, is that...
You know enough about the halls to be able to talk about it.
Would Dragonborn know that?
Marindi is actually a deeply held secret within our order. Only monks and Grey Sisters, the fledglings who are coming up the ranks, go in. It is typically tradition that monks and their Grey Sisters go in pairs and take the trial together.
Ooh, who had to go with Jocelyn?
He smiles and laughs again.
Probably one of the skeletons.
The two of us actually went through in the same trial. She's rather skilled.
I believe it, but
Not fun.
that was like an extra trial for you.
It takes time to get to know her humor. It's there.
Okay, so plan B.
So Nehemiah, What can you tell me about the forged mine?
So you were able to make it through into the forged mine?
Well,
All of
we
the rooms.
used all the rooms. Only a couple of the cells.
The forged mine is one of the greatest challenges upon the path to master. I myself was placated with horrible visions and doubts. It took me 5 attempts before I was finally able to recognize that the doubts were indeed illusions that I had placed upon myself. Conquering those illusions allows you clarity of mind to be able to move forward in life. Not that you ever get fully rid of fear, but knowing that fear is merely an illusion is one of the greatest tasks for any monk.
So conquering those visions, you could be attacking your fears.
Well, they are the literal manifestation of what is your greatest fear at that time.
Interesting.
What did you see?
I saw a world I don't want to come to be.
Very big. Okay.
We haven't known him as long as we've known each other.
That's true. We have a full 2 weeks on him.
That's right. Let him have his secrets for now.
Keep your secrets.
Secret.
I mean, you did go through my belongings.
To be fair, she went through mine as well.
I did.
Oh, is it sort of her thing?
It's
It's
kind
how
of
I get to know you.
It's a little creepy. Just roll with it.
So did...
You feel a bit of fabric hit the side of your body, and without even hearing it or seeing it, the black hooded figure, the other monk, is now standing right beside you. And you see that he has a small little glass of mercury-colored liquid, and he's handing it your way.
I very, skeptically.
Nehemiah kind of looks over. Oh, thank you very much, Master Susk. That was well perceived that you would notice. He's giving you a gift to make you feel better.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Quickly, take it.
And the last, you feel that
The green in my eyes
yes.
is gone.
The poison has been lifted
Oh.
from your system.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss. Nehemiah kind of chuckles. I do hope you weren't too adventurous in the fountain room.
We tried. He tried. It didn't go
well.
Yeah.
The fact that you're still alive and were able to make it through is honestly a testament to your strength and your willpower.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's not do it again.
No,
No,
not
never.
on the agenda.
No. Side note, what if we pretend you died?
Well, that's kind of where I was going with the halls of Marindi. Like, I can't get out, I'm stuck, but since we can't talk about the halls of Marindi, the big bad creature killed me.
Do you think they would believe me? If I went into the Zaget and said that?
You're pretty stealthy. I don't.
Well, I mean, I don't know if that will help me in that.
Nehemiah, have you seen any dragonborn undead around?
I mean, there are very few Dragonborn that make it off the Zaget. Sakara is the only monk that we've had in quite a long time. So, no.
Do you know any Dragonborn besides Sakara?
Personally, no.
Okay.
I've seen quite a few in the capital. In fact, that's where I was before I came here.
Why were you in the capital, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, no. Actually, I was summoned by Prince Frokon himself.
For? I mean, not that it's any of my business, I'm just wondering.
For now, that information should not be shared, but I can.
And the rest of the elders were summoned somewhere as well.
Yes, we actually similar summonings came out around the same time. Frokon needed counseling, which is generally my role on on the overall Council of Merit. However, Susk, Malola, and Karal were each attending to greater evils found around the island. It is the Master's duty, if there's ever been suspicion or corruption, to attend to them, and the three were currently unavailable to serve here.
Can we ask where they were?
I mean, you're welcome to talk to them if you'd like.
Were all of you summoned at the same time?
Malola kind of mentions, no, I was actually summoned first.
Malola, where were you summoned to?
I was actually traveling towards the rift, the great hole that sits on the north side of the island. There were rumors of reptilian creatures. I didn't find any evidence. But no, I didn't travel that far. It's actually pretty close. I was the first one to come back. Suskier traveled a little further west, towards the mountain ranges, heading towards the east or the western side of the island. As for Karal, I'm not sure. And Karal just kind of looked. He's like, I actually was heading towards the forest, towards the canopy. There's been some reports of bandits or brigands, somebody upon the road who moves in shadow. Many caravans have been pilfered and robbed. Word came to us to investigate, and we had hoped that since it was closer to Braska, the Grey Sisters would take notice, but they apparently have their hands full with issues of a malevolent sorcerer that's in the south.
It's not the first time we've heard about that.
That's true.
That's the first time I'm hearing of it.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of
Old news.
well.
Also, irrelevant now?
I don't know if it's irrelevant. Maybe just not the most pressing matter.
We also
Or-
found some sort of wizard or sorcerer in pieces.
That's true, we did, but
in
I don't know if
chests.
it was that.
Yeah, I'm not sure
one.
if it was that particular one. Carl and his friend
Is the sorcerer.
in the pond.
Yeah.
Maybe?
Possibly.
There's a lot of options there.
At which point the door pushes itself open and there's rattling of metal plates on a little cart. And Dorothea comes in. Lunchtime!
Thanks, Dorothea.
Princess Dorothea with quite the bounty. I only pry about y'all's summonings just because it seems a little convenient that you were all called out at the same time.
We are aware of this coincidence as well. Investigations are being made, however, there's no evidence to pinpoint anybody who would have been able to orchestrate that elaborate of a deception to get all masters away and corrupt the tree at the same time.
How
Well-
long has the tree been corrupted?
Well, we left about 3 weeks ago, so sometime between that 3-week period.
Is there a place I could talk to Dorothea in private?
By all means. Dorothea kind of grabs, she's like, oh, I can show you where I'm sleeping. And she leads you out and kind of drags you into another little boxed off.
Verb,
dormitory.
stay. No.
I'll be back for.
And she leads you off into another area.
Yeah, like, we're decision now over here.
Either or. Yeah, Countess.
Okay. Dorothy, how are you doing?
I'm okay. I mean, I miss Nande, but they won't let me go look for her.
Well, it's not very safe out there.
I know. Nehemiah says I have to stay here, and the metal ladies don't really like me, so they don't let me move too far outside.
That's okay. I don't really like them. Do they know about your magic?
No. Nehemiah said that I'm not allowed to do any magic.
Does he know you have magic?
I think so. He saw me and Nande fighting, and I was using my magic. I think he knows that Nande's not the one who did it. I feel bad.
It's okay. That's her job. Her job is to protect you.
But it's my job to protect her.
But it's her job to protect you first. You have big jobs down the line. Yeah, that's why she did that. But
is Nande gonna be okay?
we're gonna do our best to make sure she's okay.
You promise?
We're gonna do our best. I promise.
I miss my mom.
I know, Dorothea.
Nande said that she would take me to find her. And now Nande's gone, and they won't let me leave.
They're trying to keep you safe.
But who's gonna find my mom?
It's on our list of things to do. There are a lot of bad things out there.
You want to see my doll?
Sure.
She kind of runs over and she pulls out a rock that has like moss on it, and it's been etched in with like juices and things to make a small face. It's very reminiscent of the wonderful face of her.
She has a bird doll.
She kind of just shows you. You just see her just like kind of playing with it, and
I mean, as someone who crafted toys on her own. You know what you should do, Dorothea? While you're here, would you make me a doll also?
Yes, I can do that. I just gotta find a rock.
I'm sure there are lots of rocks around, and I'm sure they'll let you find a rock, but I want you to take your time, okay?
Okay.
And even if we have to leave, I want you to keep working on it.
No,
We'll come back.
don't leave. It's not fun.
I know.
Okay.
I'm not saying we're leaving right now. I'm just saying it'll give you something to do while we go see what's going on with Durande and see if we can find your mom and see what is happening with all those undead. That had to be scary.
It was a little, but I think they're scared of me.
Do they know you have magic, the undead?
I don't know if they know anything. They didn't talk much. They kind of... They didn't say anything.
But
when we came through the big gate, the soldiers were all in trouble, and Nande rushed in. And she told me to stay back, but I didn't. I went in, and there was this large, big, black thing, and it came at me, and it was ready to rah. But I put my hands up, and I was scared. But then I felt that thing in the, and it, and then it was just there, but it wouldn't move. It was like it was trapped. It was like frozen, like a popsicle. But you wouldn't lick it. It was just frozen in ice.
I know.
It was light.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I saw it.
I saw it?
I was there. I was there after you
I
were
did
there.
that.
Good job. You did it more than once.
Yeah, there was 2 of them.
I saw both of them.
We did that, and then Nande took me and ran because the other guy was putting barrels, and she said we had to go. So we left them.
You didn't see the big explosion.
No, but we heard it.
I'm glad you were safe.
I did that.
You did that. That was a good job. But I think it's probably a good idea to keep it secret for now. I won't tell either.
I miss you.
I missed you too, Dorothea.
I'm gonna go find a rock.
Go for it. I'm gonna go back to some of my
She
other
runs already.
friends.
What are y'all doing?
Q is sitting, taking everything in, eating all the food that's in front of her.
More food than you've had in a while.
Yeah. Very excited about the food.
Turkish delight.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, the fact that you said that, because I've been thinking about that. Sorry, I've been thinking about that since last episode when you talked about the lady who turned into the dragon. It's the queen from the Chronicles of Narnia. So, anyway. I don't know how we're gonna do this, Kelnis.
I don't either, but we. Mm-hmm.
How was your little friend?
She's okay. She's sad. She misses her mom. That's not new.
Was Narande her mom?
No, that was her protector.
Oh.
Who did her job.
So she was missing 2 people.
Missing 2 people. She's like a little bit like Dakar. Nehemiah, how well do you know Dorothea?
I mean, she's rambunctious. She talks a lot.
You can speak freely.
She has a lot of the same skills that the Grey Sisters have.
That they have or that they're trying to get rid of?
Have.
Interesting.
I mean, it is in my own opinion that magic is a gift. In fact, there are individuals who are allowed the manipulation of magic without penalty of law. The Grey Sisters, for one. I mean, even Master Corral here and Sakara have the ability to manipulate the energies and the elements around them. While that is still a form of magic, it is attained in a different way that the Grey Sisters allow.
And so what is the type of magic that they don't allow or that they punish for existing?
They consider unnatural magic. Forces that rely on innate skill and bloodlines.
So if someone was born with it.
Mostly if they're born with it. Sorcery in itself is a harder magic to control. There's a wildness to it. History says that sorcerers caused quite a lot of trouble in our past. Whereas clerics have more of a divine connection, and as long as their deities are benevolent, their magic is more controlled.
He's not talking about you. Burr, he's not magical, he's just...
Mechanical.
Yeah.
You said you come from Badun.
Yes.
Very interesting. I had imagined that only the dwarves would reside in Badun, but you must be aware that magic resides there as well and is freely allowed.
Correct. What I've attained is more scientific in nature.
Regardless, it's still manipulation of energy.
Did the Grey Sisters ever go to Badun?
I'm venture a guess they would. However, I've never heard of any of the artificers from Badun being arrested. It is once again a manipulation of natural magic.
This may seem a naive question, but why are the Grey Sisters the ones who get to choose what magic is allowed and what is not?
From all texts that we've had and the studies we've done, historically the Grey Sisters are one of the oldest organizations around. They were entrusted by the lady herself, Our Lady of Knowledge. they were given dominion over the protection of magical essences. Whenever the god children departed this realm and left it to mortals to handle any growth or issues of our world, it was the Grey Sisters who were given their last commandment to protect and ensure that wild forces did not tear apart our realm.
So how old are the Grey Sisters?
How old is Vanera?
And can people train to be Grey Sisters? Or are they born that way?
I'm not quite sure.
It's a very good question. I count the same rush.
Well, I just think about the fact that unnatural magic is something you're born with, and that's not okay. But you can train with magic, and that's fine. But the Grey Sister, you can't train to be a Grey Sister. You're born into it, maybe? It seems a little hypocritical, right?
Extremely hypocritical.
I'm not sure. This is a conversation if you want to talk with Jocelyn.
No.
But
Don't think she'd like to hear it from me.
I don't think she'd like to hear from anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So you went through the halls of Merendi with Jocelyn?
Yes, when we were in our much younger years.
Did she ever tell you what her fear was?
No. It's very intimate, to say the least. However, it did take Jocelyn quite a few attempts. But she was very determined.
Were the cells full back when you did your trials?
Whenever I went through the trials, 3 of the cells were full.
With who?
I remember a lady. Many of our monks had attempted to interrogate her for knowledge. And
Is this a dragon lady?
I'm not sure, I never went in.
Okay.
But I would imagine that a dragon would be an intense malevolent force that could be trapped.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there was a lady. There were 2 other individuals, and one that was odd. The name would change. It never quite stayed the same.
It would shapeshift almost?
I'm not sure. Just because the cells are filled does not mean that we go into them.
That's smart. Don't do that.
Well, the creature we defeated, I don't know if Sakara filled you in on that or not. Hopefully he's given you at least a physical description of it.
You haven't seen Sakara.
We have not. Well, not since we passed into the mirror.
Are you talking about the one that was trying to get in?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
I mean, it sounds demonic in nature, but apart from knowing what the true demon's name is, we can't do much more investigation than that.
I don't know what its name was, but I know it was trying to get to Drac, if that helps in any way.
And Drac is one of the individuals that's currently contained in a cell.
Imprisoned.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of looks over, and immediately Susk stands up, kind of nods his head, and the 3 elders get up and they walk out. We will immediately try to interrogate.
Do you not know what creatures are currently in there?
I mean, this Merendi has been around since Lady Astaroth herself created it. She outlives. I mean, it's been thousands of years since its creation.
Where did she end up?
I have no idea, no notion.
Do you want to tell him?
Well, I don't know that we destroyed her, but we destroyed something that
Said it was her.
and could take different shapes.
Yeah,
Perhaps this is the entity that changes its name on the mirror.
could be. It was Drac,
Darily the Devious.
Osacinth. And then Roz was the other one. But I don't think it was Roz.
Once again, we'll investigate, but it will take time. Time of which I don't believe you have.
No.
From what you tell me, you have... I would take it you have some sort of
A friend to
loved
help.
ones.
Family to help.
Mm-hmm. We need to figure out what we're gonna tell the people at the, tell the Dragonborns at the Zaget about you.
I think it needs to be close to the truth.
Okay.
Is there a place
But
for us
if-
here to rest while we devise a plan?
You are welcome to stay here in my quarters.
Thank you.
Feel free. I mean, the monastery is well guarded now with our numbers back, but there's still undead that roam. We can't be sure that we get everyone. I would ask that you please remain outside of the Undercroft.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Don't need to go back there. Not right now.
Well, if that is all, I probably need to check in on my people.
Thank you. We may have questions later.
Your wagon and your horse are ready for you whenever you need.
Thank you.
Okay.
He bows and takes his leave.
Where do you need to go, Raystrom?
To bed.
And once we're rested,
Oh. Well, there's several places I need to go.
Vague. Okay.
no answer. Great. Okay. Out of planning.
Well, we can't. If the halls of Merendi are secret,
We can't tell them about that.
yeah, they also won't know about it and they won't understand.
Maybe y'all could go and say that I've been detained.
You don't think they would send Dragonborn
I hope not.
to come and help?
They don't
you?
leave often.
Well, yeah.
Unless we say it's I have to, I'll be released after a certain amount of time. But we didn't want to wait to give Takara the potion.
Okay. So who has you?
The monastery.
Do you think we'll have to ask, see if maybe they can confirm it? Maybe we can write something, they can write something up?
Maybe we can ask Nehemiah and he can send something with you.
Okay.
And even maybe a raven afterwards saying, expressing gratitude for...
Why are you being detained?
I broke something. I broke an important mirror.
Maybe. Okay.
The mirror you're not supposed to mention?
What if we say you... Okay. No.
I did something wrong.
You said it should be as close to the truth as possible. What if we say you are currently helping cleaning up the rubble? And that's your job right now.
Do you think they'll ask you why I didn't come back?
Why
Why are you going by yourself?
Because I needed to help Takara, and I'm not strong at all. I can't help move the rubble. And we needed Takara. We needed to help. Do you think?
I think it's our best bet.
Okay. Raystrom, would you like to come to the Zaget with me?
I feel I owe you ladies a debt for assisting me. And I do need to make it south of the wall to get to Marietta at some point.
Well, I think we'll be heading south of the wall.
But might I add a twist to your plan?
Sure.
Where if I'm to accompany you to the Zaget, in what's normal business practice, I guess outside the Zaget, it could be where I am going to help heal your friend, but in exchange, Kelness is staying behind to do work for payment.
Perfect.
Love it.
There we go. There's a reason why I can't come.
Yes. I like it. Knew you were good to have around.
Thank you, Lady Q.
Just cute. Stop calling me that.
I think that's a great idea, Raystrom. Fur, you
Man,
got a good
Raystrom.
one. I think it's normally Sir.
I choose. Okay, well, I guess after you rest, we'll go to the Zaget. Hopefully things go smoothly.
It probably won't.
It probably won't. I'm very nervous about that. Is there someone, or like a secret, not a secret word, that's silly, but...
Yeah, secret words are silly. Who would use those?
Like, I don't know, something to say.
Abracadabra.
I don't know. I worry about what if, because they want you to be detained, that like they throw us in Dragonborn prison.
You've already been in Dragonborn prison.
I know, it wasn't fun.
What is Dragonborn prison?
No.
It's when they put you in a big pit with a basilisk and you have to survive 24 hours.
No, you just have to survive as long as possible.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. That's
Until
true.
you die.
You survive until you die.
So pretty much what we just went through?
Kind of.
Yeah. There wasn't
Except
a basilisk there.
more of this and less of this.
Sounds slightly more pleasant.
It's more fun.
Was it fun?
More fun than that.
Well, I mean, that had aspects of, deep feelings, but...
Rest up. We may need it.
So you have your food and you take another rest, and then in the morning you're departing?
I believe so.
So you can remove your last level of exhaustion. Or you have one level of exhaustion, you have one still on there.
So remove one.
Yeah. And Kelness, you're staying to help.
I'm gonna help at the wall.
So you gather up, finding out what forces of the Grey Sisters are working on the wall, and you go, the rubble is taking quite a long time to maneuver because there's the fear of causing anything to loosen and do more damage to the structure of the Great Wall. And so they're very carefully and methodically moving large pieces of rubble and carrying them out. You see your friends gather up on their wagon, and you say your brief farewell as you split the party after just reuniting everybody.
Burr, you're coming with us.
I'll see you soon, Ver. Go to my mom, I guess.
Okay.
And maybe you have an ally in Tegan or the Chromatics. They were more accepting of you. And make sure...
I can't promise I'm not going to try to lead an entire revolution, but...
Totally fine. That's where I was going next. Make sure that my mother has both books.
Okay.
Doxson had that one last. That you found at Tegan's. Be careful.
Okay.
See if Lucky came back with a letter.
Okay.
Will you fill me in on some of these people as we travel?
Yeah, I will. I will.
I don't know if there's anything else.
The books, your mom, Lucky, lead a revolution.
Heal Dakar.
Heal Dakar!
Maybe put that one in front of Heal Revolution. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, see you on the other side.
And you begin to toil away over your next few days of working on that. You begin to travel westward following the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we'll pick up next time. We will start with separate stories as our two non-Dragonborns attempt to infiltrate the Dragonborn nation. And our one Dragonborn attempts to infiltrate the wall. and we'll see how that fares to them. Lots of legend, lots of lore brought up on this. Heavy last couple of episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But we do move forward as time is beyond ticking down. It is now past time to be able to save some of their family members. So we're going to see what the damage does look like.
It's bad.
It is bad. Thank you so much for staying with us. We enjoyed our time. Hope you enjoyed it as well. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Follow us on YouTube for all our past episodes. Follow us on social media, Instagram, Twitter, MySpace.com. But to see all the content that we're putting out. We enjoy you, we love you, and until next time, class dismissed.
Yay! So white.
What did I do?
The plane landed.
The plane landed. You did a task that is supposed to be part of your job.